20 minutes from kickoff as the crowd here at Three Rivers Stadium gets ready for the AFC Championship game. Junior Seau, the Chargers' terrific linebacker who has been slowed by a shoulder injury, but still, he's on his way to the Pro Bowl. At the beginning of the season, not much was expected of the San Diego Chargers. Some picked them dead last in the AFC West. Instead, they're getting ready for the AFC Championship game, a preparation that began just moments after last Sunday's dramatic win over the Dolphins.
A super win, but we can't be too euphoric, man. We got one thing that we're coming for. What is that? Now we got to get ready for Pittsburgh, okay?
Junior, Pete Stoyanovic's field goal attempt sails wide. You guys celebrate like there's no tomorrow. Was there too much celebration? Because it appeared like you guys had reached the top of the mountain when there's still a lot of work to do.
We're not hanging on the chandeliers and saying that we did the ultimate. We're just saying that we're going further than was expected of us, and we're ready for the challenge.
Short yardage set, and they've got it, and more. Natrone, touchdown!
We did have some injuries in key positions, and the people that were out for the game against San Diego were very, very important people to the team.
A lot of people will say, well, they didn't have all their horses and all that. Well, maybe that is a factor, but we didn't play well either.
We're not going to make no excuses for who was in the lineup and who wasn't in the lineup. You know, I don't think that's being a man.
Go out there and execute to your abilities. What's the intensity level? You know what's riding on it. Now let's go.
There's probably very few people that believe that we can win, okay, except I believe we can win. And I believe our players believe they can win.
There's a whole bunch of teams wish they was right here with the no respect Rodney Dangerfield Chargers.
Probably teams around the league that's played both of us. Maybe you're thinking, hey, you know, San Diego's got no shot in Pittsburgh, but you know, us as a football team and staff, we feel like that as long as we play our game plan, we feel like we have a shot.
Border Patrol,
right.
Nobody cross.
That's right.
Nobody cross.
Got to get checked when you cross the border.
So what's it going to take to win this one?
Shutting down the run.
We've got to be able to run the football on them.
Here's Means behind him, touchdown!
The Steelers are saying that if they stop me, I guess they totally stop the Chargers. I don't think that's the case. I think if they stop me, they obviously slow us down. But I just don't see us or our running game just being totally shut down.
Running game, obviously the key as it has begun to rain harder again here. I think the biggest question is, can that Charger defense stop Pittsburgh's ground game today, Joe?
Well, the good news is, Greg, they've done it for 28 straight games without giving up a 100-yard rusher. The bad news is the last time it happened, it was Barry Foster. I do think, barring turnovers, the rushing game today is going to be a key for both these teams.
Speaking of turnovers, we've talked all year long about fewest turnovers means the winner. That didn't happen last week. San Diego turned the ball over 3 times, Miami none. The Chargers won that game. They can't afford to do that today, Mike.
But to have a shot in this game, the Chargers cannot turn it over like they did last week with the 2 interceptions and the fumble by Means, because they're going up against the #1 defense in the AFC. So they've got to hold on to the football. If they do that, they got a great chance to win this football game.
All right, gentlemen, let's hand it back over to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Greg. The San Diego Chargers have played in 2 previous AFC championships, the first time following the 80 season, then again after the 81 season, losing both. So they're looking to make it to the Super Bowl for the first time. Jim Gray is on the Chargers sideline. Jim?
Okay, thank you very much, Ahmad. I had the opportunity to speak to a number of the Charger players this morning. This is not a loose group. It was in the locker room. It was very quiet. There's an awful lot of tension and anxiety, and we found that out when we spoke with Junior Seau a short time ago. Can you describe the mood of the team, Junior?
The mood is we're serious, and you know, we're looking forward to the game.
About their offense, the ball control offense.
We'll take care of that today.
Well, all of the talking is now over. Now, I had the opportunity to speak with Bobby Ross, the head coach of the Chargers, and he told me in his pregame speech that he will emphasize 3 things to his team. Number 1, that they cannot afford to fall behind early and rely on coming back like they have all year because the Steelers have such a great ball control offense. Number 2, Pittsburgh leads the league in turnover ratio, plus 14. He's going to re-emphasize that they cannot make any mental mistakes. And number 3, he doesn't want his team to be distracted by the Steelers' intimidation factors, such as trash talking, crowd noise, and to stay focused with what's on the field. Now, Bobby Ross also told me he was very unhappy with his team's preparation this week. He said that he was unhappy because they didn't get much in because of all the rain in Southern California. On the injury side, Shawn Lee will not start on the defensive line. He is out of today's game and will be replaced by John Patella. That's the story from the Chargers sideline. Let's go across to Will McDonough.
Bobby. Thanks very much, Jim. We're here with Dan Rooney, the president of the Steelers, getting wet together. Danny, at the start of the year, did you ever think this team had the potential to get here today in an AFC championship game?
I really did. I thought that our leaders had to develop and mature, like, you know, Lloyd and O'Donnell and Woodson and people like that, and Bill Cowher really getting them going, and I really felt that we could do it.
You knew that you had the players from other years, but let's talk about something else today. Your dad was the founder of this team. This is the first championship game he's missed in Pittsburgh. I think his spirit is still in this stadium today.
His influence is definitely here. The people really know the kind of tone he set for us. The people mean so much, the fans, the players, and everybody. And we miss him, but I agree with you, his influence is here.
Danny, thanks very much. Now let's throw a forward lateral back to Ahmad.
All right, thanks, Will. When we return, we will talk about instant replay. Would have had an impact last week in San Diego. Natrone Means scored a touchdown that should have been called back. We'll return to Pittsburgh right after these messages.
If this was your night to drive, if this was your wrong turn, wouldn't you feel safer knowing this was your battery? The all-new Die-Hard battery at Sears. It's the next generation of Die-Hard, the longest lasting ever. Don't trust your family to anything less.
Dad, Katie has more than me.
No, she doesn't. I eat you corn pops.
She does too. I do not. Do too.
Okay.
There, satisfied? Wait, my mistake. Now, she has more than you.
The problem with a cereal that's made like popcorn, only sweeter,
Still a little off.
is that it disappears like popcorn, only faster.
There, now you're even.
She's got more milk.
Kellogg's Corn Pops. It's hard to stop when it's Pops.
I recently joined AT&T for their basic service. Then I decided to analyze what I was paying for long distance. So I lay down there and I said to myself, Joyce, yes, why are you paying America's highest rate to AT&T when you could save 25% on every call by joining MCI's new friends and family? So I took my advice and joined. Then I said, thanks, Joyce, and you're welcome. But call me Dr. Brothers.
New friends and family. When you spend just $10 a month, you save 25% on every call.
You know, you pick up your phone, you dial 766-8422. That spells Pontiac, and that's the number to call here at Alan Julian's Hampton Pontiac. Hi, folks, Larry Orr. Now, listen, don't call today because we're closed today. It's Sunday, but, of course, tomorrow night we'll be here till 9 o'clock. We'll be going strong. You need to come and see these 95 Grand Ams with air, airbag, ABS, and more. The best part is you put just 10% down, you drive it home for $229 a month. We're going to be here tomorrow night till 9. You need to see us here at Alan Julian's Hampton Pontiac, the only place to buy a Pontiac.
A key part of the Steeler defense that has earned the name Blitzburg. Steelers linebacker Kevin Greene led the NFL in sacks with 14. He will have Pittsburgh fans waving their terrible towels for most of the next 3 hours. As he's been doing all year long, Will McDonough has his news and notes from around the league. He rejoins us from the Pittsburgh sideline. Will.
Okay, Greg, thanks very much. Let's start out in San Francisco where Jerry Jones, the owner of the Cowboys, is still looking for the edge. Jerry went to the National Football League yesterday and said, I do not want Jimmy Johnson on the field before this game today. Jimmy's his former coach. He's out there for television. He said Jimmy would be a distraction to our players and our coaches. The NFL said Jimmy can do whatever he wants. Jerry didn't stop there. He went to the league and said, I want 100 brand new footballs for this game, one for every play. The NFL said, we usually only have 25. There's a compromise at 60. The reason Jerry wants this is that he knows that Troy Aikman has his toughest games with a wet football. Let's go to Tampa Bay, where I think the Tampa Bay Bucs could be sold tomorrow to Malcolm Glazer, a businessman for Florida, for $192 million. He said he would not move the team for 2 years. If he does move it, it's going to cost him another $35 million. Let's look at the coaches around the league. Let's start with the St. Louis Rams. This is their hit list. Ernie Zampese of the Cowboys is #1. I don't think he takes the job. I think they'll go to Ray Rhodes. Keep an eye on Barry Alvarez. He interviewed with Philadelphia in the last 2 days. Jeffrey Lurie, the owner of Philadelphia, is in San Francisco as we speak, as is Pat Bowlen, the owner of Denver. They are waiting for San Francisco game to be over. If the Niners lose, both of them go after him as a coach. And one more thing, this is for Mike and Joe. This is about instant replay. I took a poll of the 30 teams in the league this year. This is how it came out. 16 yes, 11 no, 3 undecideds. Replay is dead for next year. No further review. This is conclusive, Greg.
All right, Will, thanks very much. What does that tell you, that poll?
It tells me this. We can't ignore what happened last week in those playoffs. The mistakes were made. This game is moving too fast to be called by part-time of human officials who are trying to do a great job without using all the technology we have. A mistake like that today in a game like this, when it's close towards the end, and we could all be sitting here saying the credibility of the league's at stake.
Mike, is that what it's going to take, a mistake in a big game?
Well, it's going to take that, but the fans want it. The fans demand it, and I think for the good of the game, it should come back and be put in effectively.
All right, gentlemen, the noise is picking up. We will wrap up our year-long Pick of the Week competition right after this.
I don't say this to many people, but the job we do is the most important job I can think of.
Okay, guys, listen up.
I mean, there's no such thing as a B-plus mechanic on this airline.
Let's do it. Let's go.
Even the most junior mechanic can keep an airplane in this hangar if there's a hint of a problem. You might think a job like this would become routine, but every now and then, I just take a walk through the terminal, and right there, you see what's important.
Prices are low at Subway, but I'd rather focus on sandwiches. People call them hoagies or heroes or submarines because they're shaped like submarines, but we call them Subway sandwiches. Our 6-inch meatball sub features meatballs and sauce on bread I just baked, all for a low economical price. I won't say how low, but you'll probably find enough in the cushions of your couch.
For nearly 30 years, Subway has made some of the best sandwiches anywhere, like the 6-inch meatball sub, only $1.69 at Subway, the place where fresh is the taste.
193 million sisters and brothers, moms and dads, 126 million, 250 million friends. Now, for everyone, MCI introduces new friends and family. A 25% savings automatically when you spend just $10 a month. That's a 25% savings on every call to everyone in America, no matter what long-distance company they use. New friends and family. MCI customers are invited to join, and so is everyone else. So call us.
This is great. Don't you get it? We're dead. We don't get it if by 11 we're shut out. Game is over.
Dave, just tell him to send over a copy. Don't panic.
There's no copy. We didn't have time.
We're dead.
That's what I said. We're dead. I just said we're dead.
At Compact, we realize you never know when you're going to need information or where. So we created Aero, a powerful computer so small and lightweight you'll never be tempted to leave it behind.
See? No reason to panic. I'm buying lunch.
Lunch?
For no tax.
I forgot to file my taxes.
No problem. I'm a tax...
Presentation to his favorite charity right after this message from Honda.
With 4 doors and an easy fold-away rear seat, it's not just a minivan, it's a Honda.
Back at rabid Three Rivers Stadium, Joe Gibbs is the champion, beating out, I don't know how esteemed a field it is, the check for $25,000 from Honda to Joe's favorite charity, Youth for Tomorrow. We had some fun, raised some money, a good cause, Joe.
Come on, Mike. Come on, Mike. What did you think?
I feel like I'm going to cry.
Hey, I want to thank Honda. It's going to help at-risk kids, teenage kids, Youth for Tomorrow.
Who picks a winner in this? Pick a winner in this one.
I'm going to go with
never
Pittsburgh.
mind. We'll get it later. Let's pick up the introduction to the Pittsburgh Steelers out on the field. One half of Super Bowl 29 to be determined here today. The Steelers or the Chargers? We'll send you over to Dick Enberg and Bob Trumpy for the call right after these words from your local station.